welcome back to the channel. If you saw the last one, you saw that we got distracted with some pit bike action and went and rode with the boys around town and had a good time. But today we're getting back on the hatch, and I know in one of the previous videos I promised that we were going to do wiring. Nobody wants to watch me wiring headlights and taillights, trust me, you just don't. Today we're going to do something a little bit on the same simple thing, but it's very big for the build because it's one of the few things stopping this car from moving. Our EBC brakes. These are a stage 12 kit, which is, I mean, it's just what EBC calls it. Smooth rotor, ceramic brakes. It's the red stuff pads, so they're more track street oriented. I've been sitting on these for a couple days now, and as you saw in the intro, we're working on the charge piping and getting everything sorted with that, which should be in theory sorted out by tomorrow, and then the cooling stuff will be sorted by Wednesday. So this is gonna go really fast, hopefully. I've been over here buzzing my TIG weld practice, first time doing pipe. I think it'll hold. So this one I tried doing the bevel process like you typically do with thicker metal. Just didn't do well. So we figured out that for what we're doing, we need to have solid fitment and it has to be edge to edge. So we got everything we need to do for that. So we picked up a Chicago Electric saw with a Diablo blade, so we can chop all the aluminum we need. We got we got the TIG welder. It seems to be running, doing all right. So it's in TIG mode. Melissa even got me a TIG finger for my birthday, which is end of June. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure I am on track with making the charge piping. So I'm gonna say give me a couple weeks and we'll have some charge piping done. We have to get the captive nuts welded in. We gotta finish bolting in the rear suspension, tighten up the, you know, all the bolts, hardware, and get our e-brake cables sorted. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so while trying to figure out how the pads orient, took this off and figured I'd check my slide pins, and we're a little bit worse for wear. So I gotta figure out how to clean all this up. So we gotta grease these and clean this up as best as possible and get back in the car, and I gotta do it from all the sides, or at least the rears, because the rears were this bad. So it's gonna take me some time. I mean, I knew these things were crusty, but this is rough. This is really rough. The boots are completely like cooked. They need to be replaced. The pins were so dry. I mean, they had dirt. Everything has buildup on it in terms of the calipers. Like, the calipers is the part that sucks. The rest are decent. Cables are fine. It's just, I need calipers. So I looked it up. I can buy calipers. So I'm gonna buy new calipers because I don't want to screw around with this. And they're only like 200 bucks. So whatever. I'll buy some calipers. We'll throw it at it. No big deal. The fronts, we're gonna work on the fronts because I want to do something tonight that's not completely worthless. So we're gonna shift our focus on the front and see what we can do with that. I'll tell you what, this almost got me. This almost really made me go ballistic because that was a tight fit. And I was starting to think that these didn't fit at all. So the reason why I was starting to get really annoyed is just because the fronts were having issues. I thought I was gonna have to return these. Well, I had a very specific conversation with the vendor. I went through the website Best Brakes or Buy Brakes, and when I told them that I wanted the fronts for an EG and rear for an Integra, they had no idea what I was doing. They had no idea that this is kind of the thing. Basically, it's like an SI swap kind of thing. But they basically said that because I did this, they were not going to be able to confirm it, and if I had to return something, it was going to be on me, and this is something that should have fit anyway, so I was about to lose my marbles. Just took some finessing, trying to get it in there. So I gotta go to the other side, and then I'm gonna have to wait because I gotta order calipers. So we're waiting on calipers for the rear brakes so we can finish that. The front brakes, I'm waiting for the little slider things. I ordered a new set of them, basically where the pads sit. It holds the pads. Those are coming. I got bolts for the subframe I got to put in. We got to torque everything, bolt, nut and bolt check everything on suspension. We got to weld stuff in the rear. We got to do finish bolting in the driver's side. I kind of rushed it and I didn't finish bolting in the toe adjuster or whatever, the toe link. We got to mount the shifter, we got to do the front electrical, we got to do charge piping, we got to do the cooling. All of that is coming very, very soon in Garage Rats in the future episodes, so be sure to stay tuned. I think this one's had enough struggle. I'll put it out, so I'm gonna try and just make more videos to keep you guys in the loop as we move forward. Not necessarily meaning progress, but we're gonna try to be make as much progress as we can. Here's what we're looking at. This is basically a box of money. Here's a new throttle cable. We got our K-Tune parts up there. There's some coolant sensor stuff in there, but I mean, between this and what's in that bucket right there, this is everything to do the charge pipe. So I've been cutting up a piece of it and taking it together, practicing. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to do a couple more just to make sure, and then by the time that the other pieces come in for the coolant, we'll start smashing on this thing hardcore. I still got to pull off the upper lower mounting points for the doodads for the AM fittings for the cooling. By the time we're done with that, we should be ready to rock. So we're gonna keep working. Stay tuned. See you in the next one. Goodbye.